That's little Herc in the water. Let me know if we're good for release.
You good, Tim? Okay.
Confirm, good for release. All stations, that's Herc here.
Yeah.
Thrusting away.
Then you're probably going to have to kind of angle across because it's not going to lateral very good. You can use your auto heading too when you want. It's kind of easier in the water, I find, on the surface. You also have it right there, so you can hit that button too. And yeah, so you just cruise over to the middle, like so you're in the middle of the A-frame, and just kind of hang out there. And then watch your wire cam over here for how hard you're pulling on the tether. And you just sort of hang out. And then once the A-frame starts to go, that's when you're auto head and then kind of ahead, like pretty much full ahead at that point. Yep. Yeah, drive ahead, so you're gonna go like pretty much full ahead right now. So you're just trying to be a tagline, basically. Yeah. Okay, you can start heading down when you're ready. Yep. So they're gonna go down to 50 and then they're gonna hold.
Control van, back deck, what's your rate of descent?
Let's go for 1.5.
1.5, please, 1.5.
So this is where your kind of your buck cams are helpful. Just kind of confirms you're out there where you should be. Yeah. Sorry, I'm gonna 0 your wraps. And Ryan, can you hit 6-8 wraps, 0 those, please? Thank you, Matt. Yeah, your sonar power is on. Hey, Ryan? Sonar power is on? Okay. You can just hit run. Just hit run there. Okay. I think that's all right for now. That's some surface something, hopefully. Yeah, it takes like a couple minutes to update. Like, it's not fast. And then you're gonna just try and hold at 50 while we transition over to winch control. And then I'm gonna, see the dive button there on the purple one, top in the very corner. Yeah, hit that. So that takes you over to your dive salvo now. So that's all your dive set up.
This is an audio slate for dive L1008. UTC time is 23:01:35. Mark.
And yeah, so just hold at 50. You can do like auto depth or something. And then you just want to make sure you stay stretched out.
Control, back deck. I'll stop here in 50.
Roger, I'll stop at 50.
Okay, so Ryan, you're going to give the winch a bump forward and make sure you look at your winch cams and then see that it moves and you have control. So you can pay out just a little bit. Yep. And then if you guys, how's your ground faults looking over there? All greens? Yeah, I think we look pretty good. Comps look good. I can't quite see that gauge there, but I can see the other one, so that's fine. Yeah, I think my mind, we're good to carry on. So then, Ryan, now you're going to try and set your speed to maybe, let's start with 15, and then we'll just try and get our speeds matched. And I find this utility helpful. I think we can hold now. Yeah, I think we can hold now. And so again, so what you can do, what I find is helpful is you just use your Z bias to set your speed, your vertical speed. So you can, and then you see your Z bias percentage. So probably maybe take it up to whatever. See it changes your vertical thrust output percentage. So take it to 75%, say, to start, and then you can see your vertical velocity starting to change. So go to 75 on the vert percentage. And right there. And then I would take off your auto heading. Put a little bit of forward on. Try and keep it even on your thruster output, like that kind of amount, and then just hit stick lock. That's this one right there. Okay, so now you can just let go. Now you're just going down. You got a little bit of forward on, and then you're watching your vertical velocity, making sure your winch is matching, that your delta stays plus or minus 5, and then you can tweak with this knob just like up or down. Then your percentage. That's not bad. As long as it's not whipping, then I'm happy. You could throw in a couple lights. Let's see. Oh yeah, you do. Never mind. I don't want to run all the lights on anyway, so unless you want to have your butt light on to see yourself a little better. But and then Ryan, you can turn on lights. You don't have to run them right now, so I think you're good. So I like to have no auto headings on either in this setup, because then the vehicles aren't fighting, and we don't really care where we clock around. We just care we're stretched out. That's all we care about. So if the current pushes us around and we're facing any which way, we don't care, as long as we're just in this arrangement. But your delta's starting to get big. So either Ryan can speed up or you can slow down, right? So typically what I do is I set my thrusters on the vehicle where I kind of like it, and then the winch just adjusts to match. So because it's easy for him to speed up and slow down. It takes a bit to translate, right? You make an adjustment here, it might take a few minutes for that number to actually like change. That's fine. Yeah, and then you'll catch up. 30 is kind of like, I don't really like to go much over 30. Yeah. Hey Jane, I got a question for you. On the, see winch store and winch lower on our screen here? They're like grayscale and kind of like winch stores. This looks a little funky. And winch lower, like they're both kind of grayscale. It's lost the color in there. I don't know. See that? Yeah. And now they're not? Okay. Well, we got a good shot of the ground fault monitor anyway. You just can't see our input voltage. But you can see it on one of the other screens, like on that other one if we'd lowered it down. We can look at it on the Grafana. But I can go push it back up again. I don't know.
I think you guys control this screen up here, yeah. That's not on me.
Oh, what do you want that to be?
Something other than
So you control it though. So isn't that your Mon right? No, Mon.
left, center, right.
Oh, what's that one?
Don't know. I don't think that's on me.
That you might have to.
That maybe you got.
I don't think so because we're those three. This is hardwired. So it might be a video, might be a Jana question. Or is that on the KVM or something? No, it must be on the KVM. Which one's your KVM? Oh, that one. Huh. We could. What do you typically have up there?
Usually that.
Oh, the little Hercules. Does that have a monitor in it?
It would be the Hercules.
Right, the Tritech, yeah. Oh, engineer computer. Okay. That,
We can put anything up there.
that actually wouldn't be bad for you to have because then you'll see the winch tension and that might be a good thing for you to keep on too. I'll see once Jana's.
Not pressing.
Okay. Okay. Another question for you. Are you able to control what's selected on the nav upper screen here, or is that something that we? Okay. Can we turn that to the engineer computer? Thank you. But there's your input voltage right there, 465. That's what would read that on the actual camera. So those are that top row of PDU. That's your input voltage there, 465 volts. Yeah, to this top one on. I don't know what that monitor is. Oh, not sonar. Yeah, leave sonar. Sorry, just the. I don't even know what that's called. Which is engineer. So it's the same computer. Because the Tritech runs on engineer as well. And then Ryan, see if you can tilt your camera down a little bit so it looks like a nice shade of blue on your. No. Okay. Oh, I see. We'd have to run a duplicate. We'd have to set it up to be a duplicate. Right now it's probably extending. Let's change it to Little Herc GUI. Little Herc PC. Yeah, that's nice, Ryan. Great. It's up. It's backwards to backwards the way I like it too. It's not aviation mode. It's up is up mode or whatever. I don't know what that is.
And we're be happy to start tracking towards our first waypoint again.
I think so. You guys happy to kind of move the ship towards where we're going?
Current rate of descent. What are we descending at? 19, 20?
Yeah, 18, 19. Yeah, so if you hit enter bottom depth and enter clear that number and then hit the bottom expected bottom depth, enter. So that'll give you your time to bottom at that rate. Little Herc GUI, I think it's called, or Little Herc, yeah, it should be Little Herc GUI. I think it's like, if you're KVMing, I think it's on the second page or something.
Yeah.
It's a long way.
If we start tracking now at point 3, we will be well beyond our first waypoint. So we're happy to just hold station. We'll hold for now, or
Yeah.
hold when we get there.
Up to you, dealer's choice.
Just start nice and slow. Point 2, if we can do that. Bridge control. Yeah, let's start tracking ahead again. Our first waypoint is a bearing of 118. So let's start heading that way. Point 2, nice and slow. Thank you.
Yeah. Typically we have that flop so it matches the seat position, but it's for whatever reason it's and it's funny too, I changed those head 1, head 2 names to Little Herc and Atalanta and they like never persist through like a restart ever. It's so annoying.
Is head 2.
Head 2's Herc, Little Herc.
So set that one to 10 and Atlanta should still get 20.
Yeah.
If you want something different for range.
Do you have the red book, Ryan?
Oh, you want to swap? Yeah.
Do you have the red book there with you? No? Okay, I'll go grab it. I'm gonna duck out for a sec, sorry.
Okay. Hello, team. How's it going, everyone? It sounds like at least the ROV team is getting pretty settled here, so thought it might be time to pop on and introduce the 12 to 4 watch. If you all are just joining us, welcome. We just launched a couple of minutes ago. We are about 175 nautical miles north of Aitutaki. we're hearing ship rumors that this is amongst, if not the deepest dive that little Hercules has done.
Oh, that's exciting.
Very, very exciting. So in 2023, we dove on Midway Atoll at a depth of around 5,400 meters, but that was with Atalanta only. So not the deepest that we've done from Nautilus, but probably the deepest with little Hercules. Really exciting. So our plan here is to conduct a horizontal transect on the seafloor. It's an abyssal plane here. We're going to continue to collect that continuous high-resolution visual and environmental data using the MXD cam. Shout out Mikhail over there. And then as we survey along the seafloor, we're also conducting quantitative surveys. We're looking at distribution, diversity, and density of benthic megafauna, substrate types, and of course the environmental conditions down here. We are anticipating a dive of about 36 hours, but of course that's always subject to change because this is exploration, and exploration
Variable.
is variable. Science is variable. So I'll go first, and then I'm gonna ask for an introduction and like a fun question. Adam told me that our intros were boring.
Of course you would say that.
Yeah, of course he would say that. He told me we need to have like a fun question at the end. So, okay, the question will be today, what is your favorite Halloween candy? So I'll give you guys time to think. My voice, this is Madison. I am the communications lead here aboard NA-176, and I am sitting in the comm seat for the 12 to 4 watch. I've been sailing on Nautilus since 2019. This is my 14th cruise, which is crazy. And my favorite Halloween candy is Reese's Pieces.
That one's good.
Mikhail, you want to go?
Yeah, I'll go. Hello, everyone. My name is Mikhail Rosashansky. I'm part of Deep Sea Power and Light. We are based in San Diego, California. And on this expedition, we are field trialing our MXD cam, so a 4K capable imaging platform. And basically on this trip, I'm here to both integrate the camera with the ROVs on board, as well as just babysit, all the telemetry and make sure everything is healthy throughout the dives. This is my first expedition, first outing, so this is very exciting. I've learned a lot so far, and very exciting to see what else we can discover on our upcoming dives. My favorite Halloween candy would have to be candy corn.
What?
That's a classic.
You
They're
are
so
like,
good.
you are, what?
So good.
You guys are like the 1% of people that like candy corn. Is that a
good.
thing? Okay, if you guys
You
are
like raisins in your cookies, so I don't really want to hear.
That's fair. We all have our things, but now I have to ask the chat, are you team candy corn or not team candy corn? What do you think? John, are you team candy corn or not team candy corn?
Well, I'm Australian and we don't really do Halloween. So I like corn.
Close.
How's that? I'm John Parianos and I'm Knowledge Management Director at Cook Island Seabed Minerals Authority and acting as the watch scientist, the team lead for this. And my job at SBMA is to try and get all the scientific information together the government needs to make responsible decisions, especially those regarding protection and conservation of what we call Marae Moana, which is the multi-use park that encompasses the entire Cook Islands. So sorry I can't contribute further to your Halloween candy thing. I guess I'm not a fun person, hey?
No, you can like pick it, just a candy.
True.
Oh,
How about any candy?
Yeah, dark chili chocolate's for me.
Oh.
It's not very Halloween,
That's
is
pretty
it?
good.
Yeah.
I
That's
think
still
anything chili is Halloween.
That's still pretty Halloween.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's still pretty Halloween. And hello, everyone. My name is Michael Parrish. I am a marine scientist with the Ministry of Marine Resources. A lot of my work focuses with inshore down to depths of a whopping 10 meters. So this is a little further outside of my zone.
Just a bit.
But I am happy because this is also my first time jumping on Nautilus and getting to do ROV dives. So I would have to say my favorite Halloween candy is actually the Reese's peanut butter cups, not the
Okay.
pieces.
Really good.
Minis
And-
or regular size?
Regular size.
Okay, yeah.
The minis are teasers. The minis are just
Appetizers.
teasers.
Agree.
I want to try all these things now.
But I hate to tell you, I am also team
Candy corn.
Candy corn?
Yes, let's go.
In moderation,
Let's
of
go.
course.
If our expedition leader is listening, can I switch watches? Because I feel like I'm outnumbered here.
Hey
Sandy.
everyone, my name is Sandy. I study marine biology. I'm here as the data logger aboard the Nautilus expedition. And I've never done, this is my first cruise doing ROV dives, but I've done cruises before. Last dive we did was really exciting. It was 30 hours long. We saw some really cool things. This dive I'm hoping to see some interesting stuff as well. Maybe some jellyfish, maybe an octopus, who knows? Anything's possible. But my favorite Halloween candy, this is a little controversial, like in my state, but banana Laffy Taffies. I love banana Laffy Taffies. They're so good. But close second would have to be Twix. You know, those are classic. Those are so good.
Okay.
And I am for candy corn, so
And okay.
one more for candy corn.
Wait, so is the banana Laffy Taffy controversial in Florida?
Yeah, everybody hates it.
Why?
Because, like, sometimes it'll stick to the wrapper, and it's like, you know, whatever. But it's really good.
But specifically banana flavored,
Yeah, specifically
not blue
banana.
raspberry.
Nah,
Blue raspberry's okay?
it's all right, but the banana Laffy Taffy is the best one. It's like the most shocking color of yellow. It looks toxic, but it's so good. It probably is toxic a little bit.
Like if it was in the wild, an animal that's colored
It looked
that
like
yellow.
a poison frog. Yeah, It's like you want to steer clear, but
They'd see its bright coloration and turn away.
yeah, exactly.
Okay, all right. We have a lot of opinions on candy corn coming in the chat here. Val says candy corn pumpkins are really
those
good.
are so good, Val. I'm with you on that.
Val's eating them right now. Oh my gosh.
Lucky. I wish I had some.
We have, what else do we have? Phoenix, Arizona, Team Candy Corn. Nashville, Tennessee. I love candy corn.
Yeah, let's go.
No
What have I
location, but
started?
candy corn for the win. Someone with candy corn with the presence of confectioner's glaze.
Oh,
Confectioner's glaze. There's an interesting
Okay,
twist.
okay.
yeah, I've never done that before.
No candy corn, but this person likes Whoppers and Almond Joy.
Almond Joys are good. Whoppers, I don't know about that.
Someone says you Americans need to try, need to try a cherry ripe. The king of Aussie chocolates?
No idea.
They are one of my favorites. If you haven't tried a cherry ripe, you ain't lived.
Okay, and what about Tim Tams?
Those are good.
They're
Tim
good
Tams
too.
are pretty
Never had a
good.
Tim
Cherry ripes beat them.
What about an Aussie chalk biscuit?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Neither do I.
I'd
Tim
like to interject here, if that's okay, coming in from the studio. We're talking about Australian chocolates here. Hi everyone, my name is Ant. I am chiming in, listening to this conversation. I'm a marine biologist. I specialise in coastal fisheries, a bit like Mike, a bit shallower than what we're doing on this expedition. I work as a senior research fellow for Te Punawai Marama at the Cook Island Centre for Research in Rarotonga, and I'm also a lecturer at the Auckland University of Technology. And I want to advocate a little bit against the Australian popularity there that you have, John, with the cherry ripes. That's the chocolate that gets left behind in the chocolate box. And so I'm going to throw in a classic Kiwi, Whittaker's Almond Gold is
Ooh.
my Halloween candy.
There you go.
Never had any of those
No, I feel
You're missing
sorry for
out.
those people across the ditch, honestly.
yet. I haven't had any of those yet.
Wow. This is, I didn't realize this is such a heated conversation topic. Okay, Lisa says dots are their favorite Halloween candy, and you
Those
never
are-
get enough in the bag.
True, you get like 3 per
Yeah.
box.
And I like dots.
Oh, that was cool.
What was it?
That was a little hydrazoan.
Oh, cute.
Cool little medusa form of it.
My former roommates in San Francisco, Ben, Trent, and Pebbles. Hi, everyone. And Hannah, I'm assuming you're the one writing this. Yes, thank you for the validation with the Reese's Cups. I really appreciate it. And candy corn, they say, is for questionable characters. so-
Whoa. Whoa. I don't know about that.
Is this an Australian candy? Bit-o honey? Bit-o honey? Like a bit of honey?
I'm not the right guy to ask about sweets. I don't like them much. Sorry.
You know, one in New Zealand, I
Yes.
think it's New Zealand candy I've had, or like the pineapple chunks, where it's
Oh,
like,
gosh.
I've had those before, and I've also had, I think it's like some sort of like gummy snake, like a gummy worm or something.
Oh,
It's-
yeah.
I've had 2 of those.
Snakes are great.
Yeah, snakes are
welcome.
pretty good.
They're addictive.
You're
That's the
welcome.
trouble with them. Yeah, There's violet crumble. Is that the one you're thinking of? It's like a honeycomb coated in chocolate?
I don't know. This person just said bit oh honey. I mean, I love like honey.
Maybe
Just like honey.
Maybe just a spoonful of honey.
Yeah,
You know
just
what?
like a bit of honey.
Makes the medicine go down. It's
Yeah.
pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm here for a bit of honey.
Sound like a bee.
maybe I am a bee. Okay, so for those of you who are just joining, it looks like our ROV team's still chatting things up, so we're gonna invite them into this candy debate in a moment, but we are currently at a depth of 471 meters. Miles, who's another navigator on our cruise, and I sat down and crunched some numbers. Well, I'm gonna be real, he crunched the numbers and I listened. He said we were descending the other day at a rate of about 15 meters per minute. So if anybody wants to do a little math quiz in here, feel free. We're going to a depth of 5,100 meters. How many minutes is that? Maybe the chat can weigh in. I'll throw it up once again. We descend at a depth of about 15 meters per minute, and we're going to a depth of 5,100 meters.
We're currently at 19 meters. Correction.
What'd you
Sorry.
say?
We're currently at 19 meters per minute. Descent.
90. Yeah, they're going a bit faster this time.
I think we're going a little faster.
Make it 20.
19.
Yeah, currently it says 250 minutes, 250, until we reach bottom.
Okay, so it sounds like we're actually going a little bit faster. That data was based on the last dive of 15 meters. So we're going 19 meters per minute, Mikhail, is that what you said? Or was that Matt?
Yeah, between 18 and 19.
18 and
accurate,
19
yeah.
to 5,100 meters. What was that minute, Matt?
250 minutes.
250 minutes. All right.
Should never ask a navigator math questions like that, because I got it right in front of them.
Can you tell I'm a journalist and not a mathematician? Matt, speaking of you, who are you? What are you doing? And our follow-up question, what is your favorite Halloween candy?
Oh my goodness. Favorite Halloween candy. Let's see. I could throw out an old school one. Perhaps dating myself a bit with the old Fifth Avenue bars, kind of peanut buttery, like a Butterfinger, but for grown-ups.
A mature Butterfinger.
Yeah, not quite as over the top, sweet and stick in your teeth, but same sort of concept. Crunchy peanut buttery type thing.
It's pretty good.
Can't go wrong with the classics. Yeah, I am serving as a navigator on this cruise. I am from New England originally, but have been based in Florida for the last 14 years now. And I currently work at the Center for Ocean Mapping and Innovative Technologies at the University of South Florida.
A grown-up Butterfinger, I love it. Butterfinger was my favorite candy as a kid. Also sour straws. Sour straws are really good.
Those are pretty good.
Yeah, yeah.
Also Sour Patch Kids.
Oh my gosh, anything sour?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, the new
Sour
candy
Skittles.
of the minute is
Oh, the
Nerd
Nerd Clusters. They're
Clusters.
so good.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Someone left
They're
me.
so good.
I have like a bag that I leave on the ship so I can return every year and not have to carry all my shirts. And somebody left me, whoever it was, a bag of Nerds Clusters, like in my bag that says Maddie on it.
That's
so
sweet.
I know I ate it in the first day, unfortunately. Tim, are you on SPL?
I am.
Who are you?
So my name's Tim Bowman. I'm one of the ROV pilots. I come from Vancouver Island, and this is my first trip on Nautilus. Enjoying it lots. Like everybody, hoping the weather stays calm and we can get lots of more ROV time in. I generally jump between different vessels, kind of freelancing ROV pilot and manned sub pilot too. So, and then when I'm not doing that, sometimes I work on underwater movie sets as well. So,
Wait.
Cool.
Interesting.
What's
I
an
didn't know that.
underwater movie set? Like they're filming a movie underwater? Or it's
yeah,
meant to look like it's underwater?
No, when they're doing the underwater filming, usually it's only small parts of movies, but it's the underwater sets. Sometimes it's in open water, but usually it's in a large pool or a tank that we put together and fill with water. And yeah, last one was a movie called Last Breath about a saturation diver that has a mishap with the ship, and it's based on a true story, so it's quite riveting.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So is there anyone that like famous that you signed an NDA and you can't tell us that you worked with them, but you can give us some hints?
There are, but the NDAs are ironclad.
Oh,
So.
of course they are. Even in the Cook Islands?
This NDA applies to anywhere in all time, future, and past
Whoa.
alternate universes.
Wow.
They've really covered themselves. So.
Wow. The butterfly effect is covered in this NDA.
Dang.
Got it, so we're not going to escape to space and get it out of you there.
Is that Ryan next to you?
Hey, Ryan.
Yeah.
Hello.
One thing before I go.
Oh, yeah.
I would tell you dark chocolate peanut butter cups.
Oh, those are good.
And
There we go.
candy corn is down there with Vegemite and should be
What?
in a toxic waste facility.
Oh my gosh. Crazy.
I would agree.
You're
Ouch.
crazy.
I can't disagree more. Vegemite is absolutely delicious stuff.
No, Vegemite's horrible, but candy
Remind
corn
me
is
to find
good.
you a
I
special
know.
jar just for you two.
There's a grenade for you.
All right, Ryan, you going to give us any controversial candy choices or?
Selfish with them. Is that a Canadian only thing or? Oh. Okay. So
Now we can hear you.
okay. Candy bar. Especially when I was younger, I always went for the Eat More, which is a horrible candy bar, but no one ever asked for a bite, so I have it all myself. Is that a Canadian
that
only
one.
thing, or do you know?
I don't, yeah.
don't know.
Wait,
Haven't made it
wait, what
across
was
the
it called
border?
again?
Eat more.
But nobody wants to eat more of it?
Yeah.
Did
Think
they-
of like a power bar made out of sawdust.
Oh, you're really
It's
selling
kind
it.
of like a taffy with peanuts in
Yeah,
it too.
it's
And
gross.
Oh, the Canadians in the room know.
Sounds like it really just sucks the moisture out.
Yeah,
And Ryan, this is your first time on Nautilus, right?
that is correct. I'm very new to all this.
Where do you hail from?
I come from the southwest corner of British Columbia, Canada, a little town called Gibsons, that only people of a certain age would know because a Canadian drama was filmed there for about 30 years called The Beachcombers. That's its lone claim to fame.
I don't think I've ever heard of it.
No, you wouldn't have.
Okay, moving. Last but not least, the person providing you all at home with our video is Jaina.
Hey, Jaina.
Hello. My name is Jaina Galvez. I'm sitting in the video seat, like Maddie said. I'm originally from Hilo, Hawaii, but I now reside in Seattle, Washington. And I think my favorite Halloween candy is anything sour. So Sour Patch Kids. I like Warheads a lot.
Oh, they're so good. I love Warheads.
Yeah, anything super sour. And Nerds clusters, too. I eat a lot of those nowadays.
Gosh, they're so good. We have another Butterfinger fan in the chat. And we have a lot of questions. So just as a reminder, if you're just tuning in, if you scroll down to the bottom of nautiluslive.org, or if you're on YouTube and you go to nautiluslive.org, there's a question box at the very bottom or towards the bottom, and you can go ahead and send us your questions, and we will answer them. Oh, like a whatcha-call-it bar? I've never heard of that one either. But I wonder where everyone's watching from. You guys want to know?
I would love to know.
Okay, we've got the United States and Canada. We have some folks from the Marshall Islands. Hello, from the United Kingdom.
Hey, Marshall
Palau.
Islands.
Love Palau. I was there last year. It's so beautiful. New Zealand, Switzerland, Bangladesh, and Australia. I just saw the Cook Islands on and then pop off, so they were just here a moment ago. So welcome, everyone. It is what is it, about 80 degrees outside, a little stormy, but it's nice here. Curious to hear what weather you all are having. And here's a great question for the ROV team. Do you disinfect the equipment or the ROVs before or after a dive? This person's favorite candy is candy corn, by the way.
Do we disinfect the ROV equipment before a dive?
Yeah, before or after.
No, we give it a freshwater rinse when it comes up to get rid of the salt to reduce the corrosion on all the metal parts. But there's no real need to disinfect it. Yeah.
John, this might be a good question for you. What's a recent underwater discovery that may be impacting people's lives that they don't even know about? This could be in like healthcare or science fields.
So I guess I'll just touch on the previous question first, because that's actually an interesting way of looking at it, which is, of course, when you come back from somewhere really exotic, have you picked something up, and is it something to worry about? Right? Like if, you know, when people come back from space, things are very carefully disinfected and so forth. But yeah, it's one ocean, and it's all connected, and that applies even to things like quarantine when you go between countries. If they know something's come from the sea, there's no point in, especially if it's a coastal state, there's no point in trying to quarantine things because the same ocean washes up on all our shores, and we are all connected through that ocean. So that's why I think in the end there's no real requirement for that. No one's ever been able to show that it won't spread anyway through the thing we all share. Coming back to something that's changing our life, well, I guess I don't know if it's happened yet, but it's happening, and that is around antibiotics. So when you go to the bottom of the sea, there's, we call it, many parts of the abyssal plains are what we call biological deserts, and there's not a lot of life that you can really see there, but there is still a lot of bacteria. And the bacteria at these depths and these remote locations are quite novel. There's still the same general types of bacteria, the same families of bacteria, for example. There's one in particular called streptomyces, which is called the chemical factories of bacteria. And there are scientists constantly working to try and find new antibiotics. As we know in health, we have a problem with antibiotics, the bacteria becoming resistant to them. And so there's a constant search for new ones. And the deep sea streptomyces and other species down there are a real hope for the future, because that's one part of the planet we've not really done so much work for. So there are new discoveries being announced all the time. So there might already be something coming through your life, but if not, that'd be a place to be optimistic for in the future.
And then, of course, there's just so much of the deep ocean on top of that that we haven't seen. So discovered, mapped, whatever, you name it. So yeah, very cool. Exciting field that we find ourselves in right now.
Yeah, the Cooks is part of it too.
Yeah.
We're part of a group called Deep End, and we're working with chemists at the University of Aberdeen in Scotland, other bacterial specialists at the University of Newcastle in the United Kingdom and England, and Natural History Museum. And yeah, we got to visit them, and they pulled out all these petri dishes showing all these different bacteria having kind of bacteria gladiator fights to find out how it works. And the way one bacterium defeats another bacterium is through antibiotics. They naturally produce antibiotics. Anyway.
All right, you all have so many opinions on candies. Like this is my new favorite question because we have so many responses. But I also wanted to give a shout out to all the folks who sent in their locations. Cool. We have Sweden, Minnesota.
Sweden's back.
Sweden's back. Hello, Sweden.
Welcome,
Minnesota. Washington, D.C., hello. I lived there for a handful of years when I was working on the Hill. Oh, yeah, cool.
Yeah.
All right, we'll have to chat about that.
Yeah.
I was on Eastern Market and then on H Street.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
sweet.
Right. We'll connect about that. Cool. We have someone who, this is awesome. They are watching from a GameStop in Kansas, and they say that we are keeping them company while they close the store.
Oh, I love GameStop. Yeah. That's my brother's favorite store.
My brother's too. Oh my gosh.
He loves that place.
Lisa says it's 80 and finally not feeling like torture in Texas. Oh,
look at that thing.
A little fish thing. Fish? No.
Not sure. questionable.
Jelly?
Perhaps. Siphonophore, perhaps? Maybe?
Cool.
Don't know.
Have you seen, another question, have you seen any evidence of pollution or global warming on the seafloor? I haven't this cruise, but I've been on cruises in the past where we've transited through, like along the outskirts of the Great Garbage Patch, and have actually seen, it's not where we were, at least it wasn't like a mat of pollution or garbage, but it was, you'd see, you know, in kind of these waves, like a bunch of plastic water bottles, and then a next kind of pass of a bunch of different sorts of garbage. And so certainly have in the past. And then of course the ocean is connected to our global climate, right? So how are we maybe seeing climate change on the seafloor?
As far as I know at the moment, there's not been any discernible impact in the deep sea. The water masses that make up the deep ocean take a long time to move through the system. Of course, it's very different at the surface. So at the surface, there's clear signs of warming in the oceans. Mike, are you working much on the climate change side? No,
not really. We do a little bit of water quality testing, and that's about as far as we get.
Yeah. So no, so far the deep sea is more or less, I wouldn't say buffered, I guess, against climate change, but eventually, of course, we know the ocean chemistry is going to change. It always does. Throughout geological time, it always changes.
And as far as pollution, yeah, I don't think we've seen like anything super noticeable on the few dives that we have been on, but there are recorded, you know, areas of the ocean where pollution does really affect the deep sea, even in the trenches. Like there used to be a lot of pharmaceutical like waste dumping in like really deep areas off like in the Caribbean, and so that does have an effect on the life down there. But it's so big, so it's sometimes hard to see every little thing that could possibly fall down.
Also, correction, we do a little bit of, I guess, climate change work when we do our coral monitoring.
Yep.
So anytime we see something different, I think recently we have a paper that we're working on from, I want to say it was last winter or last summer, and it was monitoring any coral bleaching down to 50 meters.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow, yeah.
And you did that mini ROV dive, wasn't it, a couple of weeks ago?
Yeah, that was to go down and see our site where we still have a temperature sensor deployed. Never made it to find the sensor, but we did successfully get down to that coral patch where we have the sensor.
That's pretty cool.
And that's been resistant to bleaching so far, is that the
so
case?
far?
Yeah.
But it's all entirely made up of one species, pretty much.
What species?
Pachyceras speciosa, which is like a rose coral.
Very cool. Rose coral is beautiful.
It is absolutely beautiful.
Absolutely wonderful. I know the Caribbean type of rose coral, but I've never seen the Pacific before.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very cool.
So that's a great question. And I'm curious about these coral species at different depths, right? So when we think of coral in shallower depths, like where we're snorkeling around or seeing them in while we're scuba diving, those often rely on sunlight, right, to produce energy. But when we're in the deep ocean, there's no sunlight that reaches that depth. So how are those deep sea corals creating energy, and where are they getting their food source from?
That is a fine question. I don't know if I have an answer for you.
Sandy?
Well, I'm not an expert on corals. I'm sure there's, you know, scientists on shore that know far more than I possibly do, but they don't use photosynthesis at, you know, super deep depths because there is no sunlight, right? But their polyps still work as like passive filter feeders, so they can collect little things that drift by and they can, like, you know, slurp them up. I don't know too much about their symbiosis with any zooxanthellae. There could be some like fungal associations that they have down there that can help them grow different ways. Perhaps there's like, you know, chemobacteria that can, there's some things drifting up, some gelatinous organisms that can provide different sources of energy. But their little mouths at the center of their polyps, they'll still eat. You know, they're still organisms, still cnidarians. But yeah, it's very cool. I would love to know more about it. I would love to really understand how they work.
And of course, our deep sea organisms, we said in another watch, time moves a little bit slower down in the deep ocean.
Right.
It's very, very cold, very little change. And so a lot of these coral species that we see and we've recorded with ROV Hercules are, you know, they can be centuries or even millennia years old. So millennia old.
1 millennia old.
1 millennia old. So I think that that's such a wild thought. Like when humanity was going through all of these different changes on land, there's a coral species that was just been hanging out down
my
there,
gosh,
right?
I know.
Unchanged, really.
Right.
Since the time of the Egyptians, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
Even before. Who knows?
All right, we've got more folks. Cool. Oh my gosh, I love seeing where everyone's from. Mississippi,
Hey, Mississippi.
Queensland, Australia, Pennsylvania, South Florida.
We're in South Florida.
Yeah, we're in South
Shout
Florida.
out St. Pete. Well, St. Pete isn't really south, but
Um,
it's western Florida.
we have a very special Rarotonga viewer.
Oh.
You might recognize this person named Teuru.
Hey,
Teuru,
we love you.
Teuru was sitting in the comm seat. She just left. Yeah, was that only yesterday?
Yeah, it feels
Yeah.
like so many years
only
ago.
yesterday.
So we had a personnel transfer yesterday. Teuru, Rima, and Eva went back to shore. And we brought on some new folks. We have TJ, Mike, who's sitting here, and then you all heard from Ant just a moment ago. We've got the Azores in. Hello. Hi. Azores. Did I say Azores?
You can say it like Azores if you want. Azores.
Adam, get out of here. This isn't your watch. He's helping everyone. Sorry. Yeah, gosh, sorry. My brain is like, my brain is braining
Very
today.
beautiful group of islands, the Azores, so welcome. The other side of the world, yeah. Which island in the Azores are you from, if you want to add that in the chat?
Ben, hi Ben. Yes, we have great satellite access for texting. This is my old roommate again. That's because we have 2 data engineers on our ship, and their whole job is making sure that we are connected, both for our live streams and for work and for personal, because when you're out here in the middle of the ocean, we have to stay in contact with folks that we love back at home. So
It's true.
West Michigan. Hello, West Michigan.
Oh, I have family in Michigan. I like Michigan.
Okay, Sandy from Florida. We have Homestead, Leisure City.
Oh, I know where Homestead is, but I've never been there before. But let's go Florida.
Here's another question and comment. This person said, Schmidt Ocean saw some plastic oh my gosh, you guys. Some plastic trash on the seabed on their shallow dive of about 200 meters a couple days ago. And they're speculating that maybe trash doesn't end up on the seabed this deep. I would also put forward that we've only seen 0.001% of the deep ocean. So, of course, perhaps it doesn't end up this deep, but also maybe we're just not seeing it because we don't have eyes that expansive, right, on the seafloor.
Right.
Yeah, it's a very, very large area. So I think we did 20,000 photos once of the seabed, and we found rubbish in one of them.
Oh,
wow,
Yeah,
really?
a little piece of plastic or something, yeah.
So very, yeah.
Plastic is everywhere.
Yeah.
There's no environment that doesn't have bits of plastic. Even the human brain. Like, microplastics are ubiquitous through the entire Earth, unfortunately.
Jaina, someone wants to know, they just applied for the OET video technology internship. And they are asking if there's any advice you can give them. You started as an intern, right?
Oh, fun, yay. I did start as an intern. And I was lucky enough to have applied, and I had heard about the internship because a friend had told me to apply. And I think, honestly, what had helped me the most in my application is this is really bad advice, was filling it out very last second because I had no time to overthink it. And I think that's what really aided in my application process was I was like, okay, I don't have time to keep fine tuning this. I have to just submit it. And they loved my application. But I would say for the interview process, especially when you're out at sea, it's not necessarily how good you are at your job is one thing, but how you interact with everybody when you're stuck in the middle of the sea is almost more important. So your interview is really important. And just making sure that you ask all the questions you need to ask, and you're kind of just likable. Honestly.
Totally.
'Cause that's a big thing. We're out here for a month at a time, and you have to get along with everybody. So making sure you can get along with everybody around you, and just being open to doing all the things, going outside your job description, doing all the things, yeah, doing as much as you can.
No, that's such a good point because, you know, it's not like we're going to the office and then we get to go home. We are working in our office. We're living in our office. We're eating every meal with our colleagues and coworkers, playing games. So it's, you know, yeah, it's 26 days of like living with everybody that you're around and working with. And so being able to get along and also like living at sea isn't always the easiest thing. There's a lot of different sort of parameters for, like, we're moving all the time. I don't remember what it feels like to stand on solid ground. But for those of you as well who are interested in an internship or fellowship opportunity, those applications are open right now. There should be a green box above the video screen, and you can go ahead and click that link. I started off as a fellow back in 2019, and I've returned every year since, except for 2020. Because of COVID. And yeah, I would just say like exactly what Jana was saying about the last minute part of applying, but more so in the sense that just be exactly who you are, because that really shines through when you are talking about your own passions, your inspirations, your desires for the future, like really leaning on what inspires you, because somebody will resonate with that enthusiasm. Blah, blah, blah. That was sappy.
I love sappy.
Yeah. Somebody said, speaking of sappy, thank you for inspiring me to finally follow my dreams of marine science.
Aw.
Heck, yeah.
Let's go. I hope you succeed.
There we go.
Yeah.
Best wishes for you.
Okay, let's open the chat to good news only. I want to hear
Good
like
news
what good
only?
news people are having right now, what they're feeling.
Good news is we got a cat. I have a little kitten.
You got a kitten?
Yeah, he's so cute.
You brought it on Nautilus?
I wish. You know what? I was actually telling someone we need a ship cat. I think I was telling Ed. I would love a ship cat. I think that'd be really fun just to have around.
You're not the first person to recommend that.
It means it's a good idea.
Yeah, you're right.
We have lots of strays in Rarotonga that can be arranged.
Hey.
Yeah.
We recently found 6 cats in the ceiling of our office,
Oh
actually.
my gosh.
In the ceiling?
Yeah,
I'll
it
take
was a
them all.
major undertaking to catch them all.
Yeah, I bet.
But a bit after one after the other, we managed to trap them and take them to the vet, and we ended up keeping 2, and then there were 4 kittens that we gave out for adoption.
That's so cute.
I'll take them all.
Same for my coworker, except it was underneath the deck and not in the ceiling.
When
I
we
heard
were at
cats
port in
Everywhere.
Guam earlier this year, I was going on, we're just at port the whole time, and there were so many cats. And so I was like sitting out on the port every single night, like feeding the cats, petting them.
Yeah.
And I would hear on the ship, and everybody be like, last night there were like 3, now there's 10, now there's 15, now there's 20. And I'd be like, I don't know, what's going on? And then somebody finally caught me and like sent me a picture of me like surrounded by cats on the port.
Honestly, sounds like a dream.
Yeah. I don't think that's bad at all.
And then one started coming on the boat too, so that's when I was like, okay, maybe I gotta dial it back.
Yeah, dial it back. I'm here. I foster dogs and cats through the
That's
Humane Society at
cute.
home, and it is my favorite.
Ugh.
I actually got an email today, and they were like, "Hey, can you foster this puppy? His name was Mist." And I texted my friend. I was like, "Can you take this puppy?" But I agree. Animals are just. I miss the animals so
Me
much when we're on
too.
the ship. We don't see.
Yeah.
We saw whales yesterday in port.
I didn't see
You
the whales.
didn't?
No, I've missed whales every time. They're like, did you see the
Darn.
whales? No. But I did see a bird. That was
I
pretty
saw
cool.
some birds. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've seen some birds.
Hey, look at that. Little
seen
gelatinous
seen
thing.
some jellies.
Yeah.
Mike in Columbus, Ohio. Hello.
Hi, Mike.
Oh, I was just in Columbus for the first time ever.
Really? Did you have fun?
Oh, I had so much fun. It was for a music festival.
Oh. Ohio has great music festivals.
I want to know what the people of Columbus, Ohio think of it, because I know this person knows what I'm talking about.
Okay, another person wants to know, what games do you like playing on Nautilus?
Articulate.
Okay,
That's-
is this Kahena's game that she's been
Rima's game.
Yeah.
Oh, Rima.
I'm
Okay.
Rima's- she's
keen
so
to
good at that game.
articulate. That's a game that creates or destroys friendships. I'm all for it. I'm so excited.
It's so fun. It's like Mario Party. You
Can we
start.
have, like, a
It's fun,
championship?
'cause Sandy is so good at it. Every
so
single
fun.
time we played, we've kept the same teams. Now we don't have the same teams because we've
Yeah.
had crew changes, but
You gotta change it
the
up.
score has been like 60 to like 10.
Yeah, you got to exercise the synergy. Otherwise, that's not fair for the rest of the crew. See, that destroys friendships. Other people's friendships, though.
I'm going to
That's
blame
fun
it that
game.
Adam's on my team.
I think, Ryan, weren't you playing backgammon? Was that
Oh,
backgammon
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
yesterday?
Yeah, that's fun. Ryan and Josh were playing backgammon, teaching me and Kahan how to play.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a good fun game. We
Yeah.
play chess sometimes. We play Scrabble.
Cribbage.
What?
There's cribbage.
I've never played that before. I don't know what game that is.
Cribbage with like the little, you have like the wood and then the pegs and the
pegs, yeah.
holes and the cards.
Never played that before.
Oh my gosh, that's a Rocky Mountain classic.
Really?
That's another
Oh, look, another little gelatinous guy. Pretty cute.
That is cute.
Also some card games. I'll play Speed with whoever wants to play.
I bought
Anything.
Monopoly Deal. Oh, someone had a different name for it. Is it the like US name? Monopoly,
Monopoly
Go?
Go, yeah. It's the
Yeah.
US, I think, version of it. Same thing, though.
Oh, that's Monopoly cards?
Yeah.
Yes, I love, oh my gosh, I
is-
can't believe I didn't bring Monopoly cards.
I've got it.
Like
You do?
Monopoly?
Yeah.
Yes!
And
Cook
has us
Island's coming
covered.
through,
Like
man.
the board game Monopoly?
No,
Oh,
it's
no,
just
the cards.
cards.
It is like a much faster version, much faster pace.
Okay, because I'll spend 4 hours playing a Monopoly game with my family, and that ends friendships. I don't know.
The card version can last maybe half an hour.
Okay.
Oh, it's so fun.
Okay,
Yeah.
we'll have to play.
Still ruins friendships.
Val's good news is that they just got back from figure skating and the jumps were really good.
Aw,
Yay.
Val.
Good
How
news
wonderful.
only.
Happy for you, Val. Ice skating is really difficult for me. I love going ice skating, but I have to relearn every time I get on a rink, and so I spend the first half hour just falling. But it's a good time.
Someone else says that they were just in Iceland last week sitting on the columnar basalt. That's so funny. We were just talking about
we were.
the columnar basalt in Iceland. I was just there, oh my gosh, well now it was like May, so a while ago. And it was so neat to see columnar basalt because we saw, I think it was off the coast of Molokai last year or the year before underwater. And it was so spectacular to see it underwater and then to be able to touch it in real life on shore.
And do you remember how they form, Maddie? I gave you a little lecture last
You
time.
gave
as
me a
test.
lecture.
I'm not telling you this time around.
Oh, they form because lava?
Cool.
Cooling. Oh yes, because the lava is hot and then it gets cold.
Yeah. That's basically it.
Do you wanna elaborate?
That'll do.
Okay, that'll do. There, I passed Geology 101.
You know rocks now.
I know rocks now.
Yeah.
Okay, speaking of rocks, should we actually talk about this dive?
I guess.
I mean, as much as I love this candy and games talk, but John, what are we doing here?
So, on the abyssal plain in different parts of the world, the sedimentary concretions, kind of a rock called a polymetallic nodule. They were first found in the 1800s. A bunch of researchers went to sea on HMS Challenger, which was, if you like, the first deep sea, purpose deep sea research vessel. It was a sailing ship, but it had a steam donkey on it. And they needed that for two things. The first one was to maintain a constant speed so they could sample dredge, and then the second thing they used it for was a winch to lower things up and down every day. They would do about one dive a day, basically, with a variety of different things. Certainly not an ROV, but a sample dredge or a lead weight or something like that. And it took them 3 years to go around the world, and they discovered polymetallic nodules in every ocean that they crossed, basically. Today, there's places in the Pacific, Indian Ocean, that are known for their polymetallic nodules, and this is one of them in the Cook Islands. So we're diving on an area somewhat unglamorously called 16159. That's the degree of latitude, followed by the degree of longitude, more or less. And it's one of the most, should be one of the most densest abundances of these types of rocks ever found in the Cooks. There's a lot of big questions still around the marine biology that lives on these kinds of polymetallic nodules. And whilst there's been a little bit of ROV work done, this was a great opportunity to do some really systematic work using little Hercules, and then comparing it. So we're going to hopefully do a total of 5 dives, and we'll be able to compare these abyssal plains with, say, the Knoll complex we did a couple of days ago. And we'll see if there's any changes in the makeup of the different kinds of what we call megafauna. This animal's bigger than 2 centimeters notionally. But with this new MXD cam, the the game's all changing a little bit because it's so high precision, it can look into much smaller animals as well. So just when you think you've got things sorted, someone comes and invents a technology that complicates your job a bit. Not that we're complaining about the quality, it's really exceptional. So we're going to do a traverse and look at all these nodules and then look at all the life. There you go, another one for you, Sandy, on the seabed. So that's basically it.
Someone said Eevee Nautilus, more like Eevee Nodulus.
Oh, that was cool.
We can't collect any of them. All we can do is photograph them from afar. But I think it must. I know that Nautilus has seen nodules elsewhere before. I think near Hawaii and places like that.
Yeah.
But I think this might be certainly the first one to a full-on nodule field.
I did want to point something out. I am noticing a couple confetti pixels on my feed coming from the MXD cam.
Okay.
I think I went ahead and remove the attenuation in the back, so we might lose feed for like 5 to 10 seconds. Basically, yeah, make the signal a little stronger, because I am seeing some frame jumps here and there and a lot of little confetti pixels, which is telling that the signal is getting weaker as we go down deeper. So I would like to go in the back and see if I can unplug that. So we're going to lose feed for a few seconds here, but it should come back right up.
Yeah, okay.
That's okay.
Yeah, thanks for the heads up.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got a new tether between the ROV and the Atalanta. I don't know if that's part of the issue, but it's really been an exceptional camera so far.
Yeah. Yeah, so for those of you who are just joining us on this dive or on this cruise, we are diving with little Hercules, not regular Hercules or just Hercules. That's because Hercules is much bigger. Hercules has a max depth capacity of 4,000 meters. Little Hercules is smaller and it doesn't have any sampling tools on it. It just has that MXD cam on the front so that we can get visuals of the seafloor. But little Hercules has a max depth of 6,000 meters, so we can go quite a bit deeper than using Hercules. Our anticipated depth for this dive, L1008, is about 5,100 meters. That is amongst, if not the deepest dive that we've done with little Hercules so far, which is really, really exciting. So in 2023, Nautilus dove at Midway Atoll. That was to a depth of 5,400 meters, but that was with Atalanta. So that's our sled, right? That secondary ROV. So it's really exciting to be on this exceptionally deep dive with little Hercules and amongst the deepest that we've gone so far.
Yeah.
Thanks so much, Ant. Ant is sitting the 8 to 12 watch, so he's going to pop off now, and he'll be back at 8. Local time, that is.
Yeah.
Bye, Ant.
Bye, Ant.
Bye,
See you later.
Ant.
Good to have ya.
Ciao for now, everyone. Ka kite.
Bye.
Okay, so the feed should be back. Yeah, it's a lot more steady. No more confetti pixels.
Yeah, great.
So, Mikhail, can you tell us a little bit about the MXD cam? I was just kind of, while you were off, giving a background of little Hercules versus Hercules, but what exactly is the MXD cam and how is it different than the cameras we've used in the past?
Sure, yeah. So the MXD C-cam, developed by, well, MXD, I'll start from the beginning. MXD stands for, is basically an acronym of acronyms, stands for MBARI X Deep Sea. So it's a collaborative effort to get a kind of revolutionary and a new imaging platform out there. So what we basically did was we took a broadcasting platform. So basically, you know, a camera you see at sports arenas or sporting events with really high zoom capabilities and a sensor, big old sensor. And we stuck it into a over-engineered 7-kilometer rated titanium housing. And all that is communicated back to the top side where we're sitting now through fiber optic cable. So this camera does record 4K UHD, so ultra high definition at 60 frames per second. It can go, I believe, a lot higher in frame rate, but with a reduction in overall resolution. And yeah, it's basically has a, what was I saying? Sorry. It has a lot of features. It has a 2x extender that has not been tested before or done before. It's a mechanical, basically a mechanical magnifying glass that goes in between the sensor and lens and allows for twice the optical zoom. So we can get really detailed shots of, you know, critters or anything on the deep ocean floor.
And then you said MXD is an acronym of acronyms, which is MBARI Monterey Bay Aquarium Marine Institute, and Deep Sea is Deep Sea Power and Light.
Correct.
That's
yeah.
where you work. So is your background in marine science? Is it in camera science?
I'm actually by trade a mechanical design engineer, so I worked on developing the motherboard that sits in the MXD, basically that interfaces, you know, all of the controls that we would want to access remotely to the camera, and I also worked on developing the topside controls. So what Jaina is using currently to, you know, control the zoom, focus, and iris of the camera, plus other, you know, external inputs and outputs to the camera.
So that is really a great highlight of all of the different backgrounds that it takes to make an expedition successful, right? We have scientists, right? Traditional scientists, ologists, engineers, video engineers, data engineers, journalists like myself. We have educators on board, photographers, documentarians, kind of like the whole gamut. And that's really because I like to think of us as like a little floating city, right? And we have to have all of the different components to make our city successful. So in addition to our science team, which is around 30 people or so, we also have our crew, and our crew is responsible for keeping the ship afloat and making sure things are smooth sailing. And there's about 20 crew members as well. So I saw a question earlier in the chat, how many folks are on Nautilus? There's around 50, give or take a couple, depending on personal transfers.
Hi, sorry, I wasn't listening.
Yeah, that's saying.
I can hear you now.
Yeah, and don't forget Kahana, our birthday girl, because she's an anthropologist.
That's
so
right,
she's here studying us,
Yeah.
study things.
Oh gosh, when you put it that way.
I'll still keep listening.
Now I need to be on my best behavior.
There's that saying, you know, like it takes a village.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's pretty relevant to how the ship operates and, you know, different walks of people coming together for one purpose. So I think that's a pretty special thing.
Absolutely. And Ryan, you said that you're relatively new to Nautilus. Like, what's your background? And you kind of took a non-traditional path, right, to the ROVC.
Yeah, my background is in various types of manufacturing of technical equipment, software design, and development. I've done a few little things with Josh and his company over the years, and this scope of expedition is yeah, quite new to me. So I am learning tons, to say the least.
What inspired you to all of a sudden decide, hey, I'm going to go explore the deep ocean?
I've been hounding Josh for a couple of decades to come along on something like this, and finally, you know, just with my own schedule and this particular expedition, it opened up an opportunity for me to be an intern, so to speak. Yeah, everything kind of worked out timing-wise, and I was finally able to go.
And you had one big concern about being at sea, you told me. Do you remember?
Sharks? I don't remember. What was that?
We did see sharks.
We did see sharks. No, you said you were worried about hitting your head.
Oh, yeah. Well, hitting my head is a lifestyle. So I actually took out my shoulder on something on the ceiling yesterday.
Oh, no.
On the ceiling?
Got bounced down the hallway, yeah.
Ryan is very tall, if you guys are listening and didn't pick up on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot. I wonder what the average ceiling height is on the ship.
Too short for Ryan.
Yeah. I'd say, yeah, 6'2". I think it's about 6'2" based on what I've hit my head on.
Tim, what's your path to Nautilus and what's your background?
Oh, sorry. My background is I was a commercial diver and an electrician, and then I started wiring up manned submersibles, and then we became the test pilots for the manned subs. and that was a natural crossover to ROVs. So I've worked with submersibles and ROVs for the last 25 years.
I'm still thinking about the underwater.
You want to tell us something about the shirt you're wearing,
Salpsies.
Tim?
I know, I want to know more about this movie stuff
Me
too, Tim.
too.
I'm
Oh
sitting here
my
like, how did I not
gosh.
know this?
That's kind of a more of a sideline, I think, rather than a full-time thing. But I worked on a couple of documentaries that had that used subs, and then some science and quasi-documentaries that used ROVs. So we've been on quite a few different projects where they're filming, and then because of that, there was a big meeting on Vancouver Island to try and expand the filming capabilities on Vancouver Island, and they wanted to do more underwater films. They had a big concrete pool that they could fill with seawater, and they wanted to turn that kind of into a destination for underwater filming. So I got invited to those meetings, and from the people I met there, they were heavily involved in the Vancouver film industry. And normally there they build, it's almost like a grain silo that they bolt together, and it has a rubber liner in it to make it waterproof. And then they, of course, fill it full of water and heat it and filter it just like a swimming pool. And then they bring in, the actors and the lighting people and the camera people and everything. And so they film everything from commercials to TV shows and feature films as well in there. So when I'm home and I have time off and they have a film going, I go and help out there. So.
And you said you've been on other vessels too, right?
Yeah, probably too many to list here. So some early on was oil and gas, which wasn't anywhere near as interesting as the science work is. I've done a little bit of time on a vessel called Ocean X, and so they have 2,000-meter Triton submarines on board, and they have a 6,000-meter ROV, and they do a lot of filming for National Geographic, a lot of science work. They have an onboard science team as well, and that's just kind of funded by a wealthy individual who owns that boat. Recently we were on another vessel with a company called Inkfish, and they have a full-time science team as well, and they have 2,000-meter subs on board, and yeah, they do a lot of cool stuff as well.
Have you been in a sub before then?
Oh, plenty of times, yeah.
What did that feel like compared to flying an ROV from a ship?
What you're let's see, rather than looking through a monitor from a camera that's remote, you're right in the middle of everything. So your perspective is, you have a lot more perspective, I guess, because you have almost a 360-degree view, probably about a 320-degree view in some subs. And I don't know, I guess it's like looking at a picture of a mountain to being standing on a mountaintop. It's just a different feeling that you can't really describe until you're there. I would highly recommend it if you get the chance to go in a sub to do it, but make sure it's a classed sub. They're all inspected once a year by either DNV or ABS or some other inspection registration body. So they're all pressure tested and surveyed annually to make sure that the maintenance is up to date and that they're safe to go down to the intended depth.
Cool. What an experience. Anybody else in here been in a sub?
Yes,
Yeah?
actually, with Inkfish as well.
Wow.
With Inkfish as well?
With Inkfish as well.
Cool.
So Inkfish, we were supposed to be going up to the northernmost island of the Cook Islands, Penryn. We were supposed to go up with them, and we had some difficulty. I think we made it about halfway there, 2/3 of the way, and then we had some issues aboard, so we had to turn around and go back towards Tahiti. But while we were in Tahiti, while we were in Tahiti, we did do one short dive just to kind of test out equipment.
That's really cool. I've never been in a submarine, but I always thought it would be fun, like a really cool thing to do.
Yeah.
So hopefully one day,
And
get in a sub.
Correction, actually. I am entirely wrong. I was
At least you can admit it.
that sub that you
No.
went in, was that the Baku?
it's like we did go with Inkfish, but we actually did not do any sub dives with that one.
Oh, okay.
It was when we jumped in with Pristine Seas, when we actually did make it up to Penryn. That's when we did the sub dives.
Okay.
Okay. Excellent.
Yeah.
And what sub was on board? Do you know?
They had 2 of them, and I can't remember what the names of them were.
Okay. But they were acrylic hulled, see-through.
It was aboard the ship Argo, if that helps.
Okay. I haven't been on board that one, but yeah.
Okay.
I went on like a touristy sub once, and I think I was out of Honolulu. It didn't go very deep. I don't know. It was after an expedition. Yeah, it was super fun. It was after an expedition, and it was me and a couple other folks that I sailed with, and we were like, well, we've been on top of the water, we might as well go below it. And I don't know. It went down like 100 feet, maybe. Not anything too crazy. Yeah, but and it was over one of the shipwrecks around there, and we saw a bunch of green sea turtles like sitting on it, and it was actually really cool. Nice. I would agree. Even if you can't do like a super deep expeditionary sub, there are commercial ones you can pop on, and that was
probably Atlantis submarines, I think. Yeah,
that sounds about right.
Yep. And it's probably a 40, I think about a 40 passenger sub. Yeah,
yep.
they have a really good reputation in the industry, and yeah, it introduces it to a lot of people that otherwise wouldn't be able to. So that's a really good thing.
Absolutely, yeah. It was super cool.
Was that the shipwreck just on the south side of the island?
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm trying to remember. It was a couple of years ago. I don't remember where it was. I'm sure they have like the sites on their website or something, right?
Definitely.
There was a shipwreck on the south side of Honolulu called Tiger 2.
Nice.
That got to do a scuba dive down to, and that one was about 30 meters or 100 feet.
Oh, okay.
Oh wow.
And same thing, there was a gigantic turtle just chilling down there.
Aww.
They had this section on the front of the ship that was sunk that was just inset, large square space, and this massive green turtle was just hanging out in there.
I think, there was just like a big space right in the middle. Yeah, I think we were probably, I'd imagine we're thinking of the same spot. Don't quote me on it. But yeah, there were like 4 or 5 turtles when I was there. Hey, ROVT. Oh wait, Matt, we didn't ask you, what's your background and path to Nautilus?
My background is, well, my degree is in geology with a focus in marine, which of course happened in the landlocked state of Vermont, but I did get out onto Lake Champlain quite a bit as an undergraduate student, and it also got down to the Antarctic when I was a senior in college for 60 days on the icebreaker, Nathaniel B. Palmer, RIP. That will be a very missed ship in the American fleet, for sure. It's a special boat in my experience. And then I was a marine survey tech doing this sort of thing for about a year, and then actually did a bunch of terrestrial work. And the tagline I've been using there is I spent 13, 14 years working on problems related to the water under the ground, and then as of 2015 I went back to working on problems of the ground under the water. So since 2015 I've been in academia rather than the private sector, and working with sonars and uncrewed vehicles and doing this sort of thing, so research on ocean mapping related issues. And my path to Nautilus, I was invited to come out last year, and got absolutely hooked. Kind of putting together a lot of not disparate skills, but not ones that I get to exercise all at the same time in the way you get to in the nav chair doing ROV work. So the kind of four-dimensional awareness and planning and working with a larger team rather than just, quote unquote, just mapping the seafloor, which I find pretty fascinating all on its own. But having that just be kind of one jelly bean in the jar is a lot of fun and keeps you on your toes. We've got a lot of screens to look at and a lot of people to talk to when we're doing this.
Nobody said jelly bean was their favorite candy.
I love jelly beans.
I like jelly beans too.
It's a solid top 5 for me.
Yeah. Absolutely it is.
Which begs the next question. The many flavored jelly beans, which you get the trick ones, or
Oh, the Birdie Bots
regular?
every flavored beans.
Oh,
Yeah.
from like the Harry Potter ones.
I
I'm a
love those
bubblegum
ones.
girly.
Bubblegum?
Yeah. Any pink jelly bean is mine. Yeah.
Those are always good jelly beans. This is a safe color to eat.
Yeah.
I like the trick ones because I give them to my siblings and I pick out the vomit flavored ones. I'm like, Harry, you want some candy?
Here, try this.
Yeah, it's really good. Jelly beans are great. I really like it's like the white jelly beans. I don't know. It's like the light colored ones or the light blue ones. Those are so good. So good. What about you?
I generally like them all, minus the trick ones, of course. But I think I would say the trick ones are definitely more fun.
Yeah. Yeah, they're interesting.
It's always a toss-up.
I've never had a trick jelly bean. How many tricks are there?
Too many.
Well, they've got 2 different flavors for every single color jelly bean that's in there.
Uh-huh.
So you have a 50-50 on whether it is something that is positively delicious or
Like soap.
tastes like soap
All right.
or earwax or
Or dirt.
Or dirt.
Okay, I want to know the person who like determined what tastes like earwax.
Yeah,
Because how would you
exactly.
know? You'd have to taste earwax, right?
Scientifically, that is a very difficult
Yeah.
question to
You
get
know,
into.
personally, I eat earwax every day, but I don't know about you.
Ew, Sandy, keep that to
Just
yourself.
kidding. Well, it's interesting how they make the different flavors. I've always thought that was fascinating. Like, you know, there's like food scientists is a real profession, and so they just spend hours, you know, doing different like chemical combinations and trying to find the correct flavors, and I think that's super cool.
And then
Injecting them.
Then they eat it and they're like, yeah, having never tasted earwax
Tastes
before,
like
that definitely
earwax.
tastes like earwax.
Oh, I think they find volunteers for that sort of work.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would.
They pay people.
Sandy would, yeah. That's what
I don't know about that.
That's what she's gonna do in her off season now. She's a jelly bean
Jelly bean
taster.
taster?
Yeah.
You know what? That doesn't sound too bad.
Part-time job right there.
Yeah, honestly. Hey, if there's any
There-
food scientists out there in need of a jelly bean taster,
I wonder
let me
if
know.
I wonder if a deep sea version would take off.
Ooh.
Holothurian versus
Hydrothermal vent,
Yeah.
lead, sulfur.
Sulfur,
Oh,
yeah,
you got
nodule.
rocks. Oh, my
Yeah,
gosh.
rock flavored, basalt.
How do we always come back to food? It always comes back to food.
Food is love.
Food is love, food is life.
Been a whole hour since lunch.
Oh, Mike, I don't know if I told you this yesterday when I was giving you a ship tour, but we have a snack every day at 3.
Yes,
Did you see this? Okay, good. That's
Yep.
priority. Okay.
I did not see the list that said for today, though.
There's a
No,
list?
No.
Or okay.
No, it's top secret.
We never
Oh,
get a
it is top
list.
secret.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Gail just produces like
It's just a surprise.
Shout
Yeah,
out
That's even
Gail
better.
for
Love Gail.
the best 3 p.m.
Oh my gosh.
snacks. Yeah. The
Agreed.
cinnamon rolls yesterday.
So good.
Oh my gosh.
You know what?
I had
Things
3 of them.
things are falling into place now. Now we know why ants disappeared half an hour ago.
Yeah, oh my gosh.
He's
Right on
lining up.
time.
You're right.
An
You're
hour and a
right.
half before.
Wow.
He's just sitting at the snack table, staring at Gail through the kitchen window.
I believe it.
Hey, ROV team, I have a question for you from the audience. How do you control the descent speed of the vehicles?
We have manual controls here. We also have a little bit of help from autopilot, and our I'm going to show you, give away some secrets. Our autopilot.
Wow.
Autopilot? Oh, wait,
It's like
hey,
a metal pipe.
can we do the top-down view? Wait, we can change that camera view, so
Oh yeah. you
actually
wanna-
this is one of my favorite things. So we can, if you're watching, you can click on sat feed 3 and we can,
Where's the camera?
right above you, it's It's a down. Yeah, there we go. So now
Oh
There
my
you go.
gosh.
everyone can see like your.
Oh, right there.
Yeah.
Right there.
Okay, so what is that you're
Inanimate
holding up?
carbon rod.
The inanimate carbon rod, that's right. I was thinking about that every time I stick this in here. In rod we trust. Yes.
So what is that doing? It's just kind of holding the lever in
We
place?
just wedge it in there and keep the winch control going at a set rate, and you can really fine tune it within a meter.
Huh.
It's quite
That's really
effective.
cool.
Yeah.
Well, since we have you here, can we get kind of a tour? Maybe we could start, Ryan, with you. Like, what's that big silver box thing that you just put the tool thing in?
That's the winch control box, so that's letting the line out to Atalanta.
And is that kind of your like remote control if you're playing video game ROV?
It's sort of like that, yeah. Well, there's different points around the ship where you can control the winch. So this is the once we get down to 50 meters, then I take over on this, and I try to match Little Herc, stay slightly above and behind. So I have to control the elevation of Atalanta to stay in position behind Little Hercules to give Little Herc enough tether that he can run around and get what we need to get, but never get below or get tangled up. So it's a little bit of a dance because this one has more of a direct connection to the ship.
And how far apart is that tether between Little Herc and Atalanta?
It's 30 meters, so I ideally try to stay right around 15 meters to give whoever's piloting Little Herc enough range to be able to go and explore. If the scientists see something, I want to get a good view on that, be able to zoom in and hold that position for a while, because one thing we can't control with Atalanta is speed, being dragged along by the ship. So it moves along at the speed of the ship regardless.
And then next to you, on your right, if you're also watching at home, is Tim. Tim, you're
Hello.
piloting Little Hercules. Can you give us like a little tour of your workspace and kind of what your workflow looks like?
Yeah, you bet. So obviously we have lots of monitors in front of us. This is the Little Herc control. If they're diving big Hercules, this is the control for that ROV as well. So on my left here, we have a joystick that controls your vertical thrusters. So press that way, you go down, pull back, you come up. I also have a knob here that I can set them at a certain rate. So right now I'm using the knob so it's hands-free. So I've just set it for a descent speed of, what are we doing now, about 15 meters a minute. So right now I'm going down a little bit faster than the winch. So Ryan is just fine-tuning it and trying to match, so they both go down at the same speed. The next joystick over here is for the tilt for the camera, so I can tilt down or tilt up, and hopefully try and keep the critters in view when our video engineer zooms in. And then on this joystick over here is my forward or my heading. I can rotate the ROV. If I spin the joystick, or if I push forward, I go forward. I pull back, I go backwards. And you can also move sideways in that, but this one's a little different. Some ROVs have what they call vectored thrusters, so they have one at each corner, and if you move sideways, it just has some spinning forwards and some spinning backwards to move the ROV sideways. This one since it's a smaller ROV, it doesn't have that many thrusters. So if we try and move sideways, it puts one vertical up and one vertical down, and you kind of tilt over a little bit, and then you move to either side. So and then these buttons are just turning things on and off. So the other thing we have is turning lights and different sensors on and off is with the mouse on the joystick.
That was such a fun tour. I don't think I've ever really put out the whole picture together. And then to your right is Matt. Matt, you're just barely off screen, but you're ensuring that the ship is staying or going to the places that it needs to stay or go, right?
That's correct. So when I was introduced to this job last summer by our getting a call from the deck here. Be right back.
So another thing that...
It's a,
Oh,
it's
go
a
ahead.
little bit better. Yeah.
What?
I didn't know that we had a top-down view like that.
Yeah,
in
isn't
the
that cool?
camera. Yeah.
It's pretty fun.
I know there's cameras all over this place, but I didn't know it was like above.
So another part of Matt's job as navigator is to communicate with the bridge. So whoever's up on the bridge, that's, if you've ever seen like the drone footage or any photos of Nautilus, there's kind of like a cabiny looking space that looks over the bow, and that's where our officers or mate or the captain sits, and they're navigating the ship up there. They're actually, you know, controlling the wheels. So Matt here is coordinating between the ROV pilots, where the ROVs in the water are in the water, and then with that bridge to determine if we should stay or go. So we have to kind of scoot along. When we have ROVs in the water, we move in steps. So the ship just kind of scoots along slowly. And then when we launch and recover, we stay in dynamic positioning, or DP, and that holds the ship in one position, so we're not kind of pulling out the cable as we launch and recover. And that's what we mean when we say it takes so many parts to put together.
Agree.
The puzzle of exploration. Somebody wants to know, how deep are we going today? So we are currently at a depth of 1,600 and about 36 meters. We're going to 5,100 meters. That's our anticipated depth. We're really excited because that is probably the deepest we think that little Hercules has ever gone, which is really, really cool. Deepest I've ever gone on Nautilus, I think, with an ROV. I'm trying to think, yeah.
Yeah, deepest I'll ever go to.
Yeah, look at us.
New things.
Matt, you can just cut me off whenever you're back on.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We're good. So yes, had to do the job that I was about to describe briefly.
Oh, look at that. Real-time action.
Oh, yeah, I think I was saying when our current expedition lead was kind of introducing me to the job last year, he said, you know, it's no big deal. You're just in charge of time and space for the whole operation. Don't worry about it. And that is more or less what we're doing once the vehicle is in the water is kind of being the glue between the bridge, positioning the ship, the ROV pilots positioning the vehicles, getting everything lined up with the headings we want, traveling the directions we want, managing all the forces on the ship, the wind, the current, the seas, and making sure we are not overly taxing the dynamic positioning system. So we have a bow thruster and then a jet pump aft, and those two things kind of work in a happy little dance and try to either keep the ship in a single position like we're doing right now as we descend, and then once we begin the dive, we'll start tracking forward a bit, really, really slow, usually less than half a knot, so that we have time to stop and explore and examine exciting things that we see down there. But once we're in motion, yeah, things start to come at you surprisingly quickly, even though we are moving pretty slow. So keeping track of all the sensors that we have on the vehicles, including the sonars, so we know what to expect up ahead as we're moving around. Keeping on top of any changing weather conditions at the surface, etc. It's like I said, there's no shortage of things that you need to be quarterbacking at any given time.
Just in charge of time and space, no big
That's
deal.
it. Yeah, no big deal.
Someone wants to know what that green pad is to your left and to Tim's right.
Yes, this is a controller for the two sonars that you'll see. I don't know if we have those on camera, but the two bullseye-looking things up above me there. On the left, we have the sonar for Little Hercules, and on the right, we have the sonar for Atalanta, and those help us, like Tim was saying earlier, we are not down there in the sub with kind of a 320 to 360 degree situational awareness view of what's around us. We get a relatively narrow picture, even with the wide field camera that we use on Hercules, and even narrower field of view with the 4 camera that's on Little Herc at the moment. So we really rely on those sonars to keep us out of trouble. Once we're down on the seafloor, we also have all the mapping that we've done. Either we ourselves have done ahead of time or somebody else has done ahead of time, so we know roughly what to expect. But the resolution that you can achieve with a surface-based acoustic mapping system is nowhere near what you can get once you're down closer to the seafloor. So those are two pretty critical tools to keep us from getting hung up or colliding with things unexpectedly. Yeah, it was especially important in that caldera the other day. Yeah, exactly.
And while we're on the sonar, that green dot below the white one, which I think is Atalanta, is that Little Hercules, is it, that we can see? Or is that just a...
Yes. That is, so you're talking about, you probably may not be able to see the mouse, but yeah, right there.
Yeah.
That is Little Herc.
Yeah. And the white dot down at about 5 o'clock or 5:30, what's that on the edge?
That is actually, let me on my screen. I am not sure, that's pretty far away. So that's a good 100 meters away from us. If it persists, it could be, I don't know, could be a animal in the water column that we aren't seeing on camera, or just a bit of noise.
Yeah.
Let's see if that persists through the next sweep here.
It could be a colossal squid if we're really unlucky.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so the rings are about 20 meters apart, or 25?
On the Atalanta sonar, yeah, we can control that range. And so for Atalanta, we use 20-meter rings. So if we see any targets kind of intruding into that center ring on the bullseye, we know it's time to put some distance between ourselves and whatever that object is to keep the vehicles safe. And then on the Little Herc sonar, we are currently doing just a forward sweep, about 140 degree pi wedge there rather than the full 360. And that's for a few reasons, but we're also doing 10-meter rings there just because Little Herc, we know we want to get pretty close to the seafloor a lot. And so that is not alarming when that happens. That is a feature, not a bug.
Gotcha, yeah, but you can't see Atalanta from Little Herc.
We cannot see Atalanta from Little Herc. It's based on the tilt of the sonars as well. So we want Little Herc looking down and ahead at the seafloor rather than up at Atalanta.
Thanks.
Thanks, Matt and Ryan and Tim. We had someone from Washington, D.C., who says they work for National Geographic, have been watching for a few months, and they said that was the most informative and fun tour of our team. So thank you for that. I thought it was very fun and informative too.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Happy to answer any questions.
Well, guess what? We still have a lot more time to the seafloor, so be careful what you commit to. Speaking of Matt, we also have another Matt joining us, SCF Matt. Hi, welcome, thank you. Good to have you. Let us know where you sailed earlier this year or previously. And then there's a couple other questions, but I want to get to this one because they are telling me that it's 2 a.m. and a half in Switzerland.
Oh my goodness.
And they need to go to bed. But before they go to bed, Mikhail, maybe we'll start with you. They want to know what everyone's favorite sea creature is. It could be deep sea, not deep sea. Maybe what you wish you were. Maybe what your favorite food to eat is from the sea. I don't know.
That's a good question.
I'm just
No,
spitballing.
Okay. Let me think. I think for me it's, there's a bunch, but I like the comb jelly. I think they're the prettiest to look at. In video and photo form, they just have the coolest iridescent refraction of light. Yeah.
Yeah. This was actually a question when I first started at Nautilus in 2019. It was like one of our icebreakers, and mine was the salmon because I'm from Alaska. But I am switching it up to the fireworks jelly because that's how I actually came to Nautilus. Was I was writing a story about the fireworks jelly footage that came out, I think in like January of 2019, and contacted Nautilus, and I was like, hey, can I have permission to republish this video? And then through there kind of went down this web of the fellowship, and so really it was the fireworks jelly that brought me here. And if you haven't seen that highlight video, it is so, so cool. Have you all seen it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Oh my gosh.
It's so cool.
Oh, yeah. If you're viewing or listening right now, please check it out. John, what's your favorite deep sea critter?
Oh, definitely the holothurians. They come in so many shapes and forms that, yeah, and they're always doing something, you know, not very fast, of course. We saw one do something interesting the other day, didn't we?
We did. You have to check out those highlights.
Yeah, well, we saw a lot of holothurian tracks. So for those of you who aren't familiar, holothurian is also a sea cucumber. And their tracks are made by, what are they made by, John?
Oh, they're filter
What's
feeders.
the scientific term
They're
for
filter
it?
feeders.
Yeah.
So what they're doing is they're basically sucking the sediment up off the seabed and processing it through themselves. So often at the end of a track you'll find a little cast, and that's, I guess, where the holothurians had enough for now. And has finished processing his dinner, yeah.
Yeah.
So they keep the nodules nice and clean so you can see them. And they come in, but they come in an amazing shape. So many shapes and colours and forms, and yeah. So I actually haven't picked one, have I? I've picked a whole group of animals by doing that.
Oh yeah, definitely. And one thing that's been really cool, we saw in our last dive, of course we were at about 4,500 meters, 4,000 meters throughout the course, but a lot of the holothurians were white.
Yeah.
And even though they all came in different shapes and sizes, they were, a lot of them were white. Some of them were pink or reds, right? But we had this conversation, Sandy, that there's no sunlight down there, obviously, and so there's not really an advantage for them having any sort of pigment. Yeah.
And the reds and purples are usually invisible. They don't reflect as much of the blue-green bioluminescence that's, you know, lit up by different organisms. So having no pigmentation or like red or, purpley is more advantageous and uses less energy than, consistently creating color. So that's why most of them are pale and white down there.
Well, there's some that really like to show off, I guess, because there's some really great coloured ones. I don't know if you've seen the golden holothurian. It's like a giant one. It can be up to about, well, certainly 30 or 40 centimetres long.
Oh, wow. Yeah,
the British researchers renamed it the gummy squirrel when they found it a couple of years ago and sequenced it for the first time. So, yeah, they're a stunning holothurian. And we might find one here. They've been found in other places to the north in Kiribati. So, yeah.
Mike, what's your favorite deep sea critter?
I would probably have to say the lanternfish.
Oh, those are pretty.
Just because they are, one, really spooky, which is coming up on Halloween time, because, stick with the theme here.
Halloween.
And two, they have a very interesting life cycle.
Yeah?
Is that the one with the clear head?
No, they're the ones that have the light that sticks outwards in front of them.
An anglerfish.
Yeah, anglerfish.
Yeah, okay, cool. Oh, those are neat. Wow.
They're beautiful.
Yeah. What's the one that has the clear head?
Oh, the like 2-by? Ooh, I know what you're talking about. It's like the 2-by fish or something. But yeah, it has a clear domed head and the eyes can look straight up. And so
barrel eye.
Yeah, the barrel eye fish.
It almost looks like
it looks like it's fake.
A submarine.
Yeah, it looks unreal. The first time I saw a picture of that, I thought it wasn't real. I was like, what? Like, why is this in a textbook?
I'm pretty sure I did a fact check on this.
Yeah, no.
Where it was like, people were like, is this a real fish?
It's real.
Yeah.
It's real. It looks like because it's in the bathymetric zone, so there's barely any light, mesopelagic maybe, barely any light that filters down. And so it can look up at the silhouettes of the creatures above it. And, that's why it's advantageous to have a clear like forehead. So cool.
Something interesting about that fish. One of my coworkers, she decided to host a pecha, which, if you're not familiar with pecha, it's like a presentation that has 20 slides. Each slide is exactly 20 seconds long. So it holds everyone to a specific amount of time for their presentations, keeps you from rambling on and talking forever. But my other coworker decided to do hers on weird fish, and that one came up. So the other portion that she did it with is she tried to think of animated characters that resembled whatever weird fish she put into her slideshow. And for that one, she chose Megamind. Which,
that's good.
Now that you've seen a picture of the fish, if you pull up Megamind.
Totally. I can see it.
That checks out.
Except for Megamind's eyes aren't on the top of its head. His head.
Nice.
Sandy, what's your favorite? Is it the barrel eye or is it Megamind?
I mean, I love both of them. Couldn't really choose. But I really like Cnidarians. If I'm picking a whole group, I would have to pick Cnidarians. I just think they're so interesting. All of them are. But as sea anemones, I love sea anemones. I think they're so interesting. Like corallimorphs as well. They have like all these tentacles around and then a little like slit of a mouth in the center. Any sort of jellyfish that we can find down there is always going to be beautiful.
Sorry, which ones don't you like?
That's a harder question for me to answer. But I just think they're so beautiful. We saw a few hydrozoans on these dives, and it looks like a white sun, you know, all of its tentacles just splayed out in a perfect circle and like little red insides. But like Mikkel was saying, those ctenophores, those comb jellies, they're just beautiful. They're just beautiful creatures. So those would definitely be my favorites for sure.
One of my favorite sea anemones is the Venus flytrap anemone.
Oh, that's
it's
cool.
so neat because it basically has more or less the same mechanism as like a flytrap, right? A Venus flytrap. Like it has two kind of sandwich folds or clamshells, I guess maybe, and then it captures its prey in the middle. I don't know if they have like a poisonous juice like the flytraps do on land.
Speaking of carnivorous deep sea organisms,
I was setting you up for that.
My second favorite is the carnivorous sponge that we can find on there. We've seen a few of those. The Clader Hisidae class of sponges, so cool. They extend their little filaments out and they capture little crustaceans and pull them back inside, which is very unique for sponges. You know, usually they're just passive filter feeders, but these ones are very cool. They've adapted to life in the deep sea, which is a pretty oligotrophic area. So yeah, they're my second favorite, maybe even first. I don't know. I love everything, but yeah.
You do love everything. I think I'm trying to remember. Yeah, so if you're following at home and you go to the Nautilus Live Instagram, click on the story. I posted a dive alert earlier, and we did post a photo of that carnivorous sponge.
Did you really?
Yeah. So there's a carnivorous sponge. There's another sea anemone. They're all white, like I said, because most of the organisms down here are white. We saw an octopus. So there's a photo of an octopus on that dive alert. And a glass sponge, So if you're following along at home, be sure to check out the Nautilus Live Instagram or Facebook page. We post the dive alerts in the story. So before we dive, before we launch vehicles, we'll post those. And I've been enjoying posting like sea critters from the previous dive. I think that's a fun way to.
And we've seen some pretty cool ones.
We've seen some cool ones.
Some pretty cool ones.
Jaina, do you have a favorite sea critter?
I think my favorite deep sea critter is the Dumbo octopus. I mean, how could you not? They're just so cool.
Classic.
And yeah, my first time on the Nautilus, that I was just like in my head manifesting it. I was like, Dumbo octopus. Every time I'd sit in the sea, I'd be like, I'm going to see one, I'm going to see one. And I remember one of my shifts, we saw like, I think like 6 of them.
Whoa.
Oh my gosh, really?
Yeah, like back to back, we saw so many, and it was so cool. Yeah, I just love the jumbo octopus, and they also come in so many sizes.
Yeah, shapes, colors.
Just flapping through the water column.
Yeah, also cool moment from my internship year. One of the clips went super viral when we were on board, so we had like tons of news stations reaching out and radio stations reaching out. And whoever decided somebody decided that I was going to do all of them, not me. But it was really cool. So I got to talk to like a bunch of radio stations and like news outlets, and I got to be on ABC News for it.
That's
and
so fun.
Yeah, it was really cool. I hated it, but now I'm like, okay, I guess it's cool.
Yeah.
What was the video?
It was just one of the jumbo octopus videos from 2023, Papahanaumokuakea. I'm sure if you search my name and like that, it'll pop up because they made me do a lot of news articles about it. And it was kind of one of those that TikTok just made it go viral, and so it just went super, super viral.
Nice.
And a lot of people...
Oh, was it the ghostly one?
No, it just went super viral, and it got a lot of news articles saying like ultra, ultra rare, and they are rare, but they're not, like the news articles are making it seem like we'd never seen it before, so it just went so viral.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had like hundreds of news articles mention it, I think.
I love
like,
the Dumbo octopus.
That's
Anything
so
Dumbo
cute.
octopus is adorable.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I got to be on ABC News.
Yeah. Dumbo octopus are
Do you want me to speed up?
really, really cool because basically they have two fins on their head, right? And those fins are really how they how they propel themselves through the water column. But we see all different shapes and sizes of them, all different colors, some translucent, some, or like some of that white color. We have yellows. There's a vampire squid video that I love. That's one of my all-time favorites.
So beautiful.
Do you know why, Sandy, they have those Dumbo fins? Like, what evolutionary strategy is?
It comes from the mantle, like the mantle tissue, and then it just, I'm not sure exactly like why they adapted to have those, but I know it's efficient for them to use them to sort of move through the water. Like squids have that jet propulsion, but they like suck and like blow out the water really quickly. But I guess if you're just trying to move sort of slowly around, like they don't really need to expend all that energy all at once and shoot through. So,
Or just to be cute.
yeah, or it's just cute.
And they're cute too.
I also have a second favorite.
Okay.
It's the brittle star.
Oh yeah,
I love the
those are
brittle
cool.
stars.
Those are cool.
I have
They're
a
so
big
cool.
brittle star tattoo that like starts on my shoulder and like goes all the way over.
Oh,
That's
cool.
forward. I love how they just like will ditch all. Like sometimes you'll see the ROV go up to them and they just like leave whatever spot they're at, no matter what. They'll just like jump off the coral and like.
Where are you all going? What's the rush? I thought things move slower down in the deep sea. What about you, front row? Do you guys have a favorite deep sea creature? They might be off SPL.
Yeah, they may be.
Oh, Matt's not.
Yeah, I'm with Jaina, at least generally, an affection for octopuses. Not necessarily the Dumbo in particular, but I'll take what I can get.
Hopefully we see another one on these dives. I'm sure we will, one way or another. I remember seeing footage of this one octopus where it, brooded over her clutch of eggs for 4 years, and like this dive, team kept going back to that same spot for 4 years, and that octopus was always there over her eggs. And then one dive, they came back and they were all hatched, and the octopus was gone. But I thought that was quite remarkable. Usually octopus don't live for that long, but to stay and just slowly starve over your eggs, protecting them, that's a lot of parental investment.
Yeah.
It's pretty
We
cool.
have a few years ago, we're diving off the coast of Monterey Bay in California and came across an octopus nursery. Have you all seen that footage? Oh, that is
I don't think
so phenomenal. It was completely unexpected, and I think if I remember correctly, it was coming towards the end of a dive, or maybe that was the whale fall. We had two like really cool videos from that dive, but there's just dozens and dozens and dozens of octopus everywhere who they're all kind of inside out, which is indicating that they're brooding.
Oh,
and
cool.
So this was a nursery, right? So all these octopus were basically protecting their clutches, and couldn't totally figure out why they were all there.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, there are some theories. Maybe it was some sort of seepage happening, like it was warm water or more nutritious water, kind of because they were kind of like tucked in along almost like a crack or like a fault line.
Yeah.
But really hard to see. So yeah, or to tell. So if you all have seen that video or haven't.
Were you there?
I was not there.
Oh,
no,
okay,
I wasn't on that dive.
That's
yeah.
like one of my favorite videos. of
Yeah,
all time.
it's
so
such a cool video. But that happened right before or right after the whale fall video in Monterey Bay as well. So two really, really exceptional finds.
Yeah, those are quite rare.
I had another question. Are there limitations with little Herc to getting Niskin samples using a remote trigger at such deeper depths? So that's a really great question. Little Hercules actually does not have